members of the subcommittee. Thank you for the invitation to speak with you today. My name is Peter Van Valkenburg. I'm the Director of Research at Coin Center, which is an independent nonprofit that's focused on cryptocurrency public policy. The Bitcoin network has been processing transactions for longer than Uber has been offering rides. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have enabled 3.1 billion transactions in the last 10 years, securing over $2 trillion in value. If cryptocurrencies were unregulated to this day, would that not be an incredible failure of our regulatory system? As I'll outline, it's not a failure because over the last 10 years, cryptocurrencies have been regulated. Some of that regulation, of course, does come from the technology itself. The scarcity of Bitcoin, a total supply of only 21 million, is not preserved by the goodwill and honesty of the participants on the network. It's secured by a transparent, peer-to-peer accounting technology, a public blockchain, that makes fraud trivially cheap to detect and absurdly expensive to commit. But much regulation has also come from the federal and state governments. The on-ramps and off-ramps where people buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars and safekeep them are heavily regulated. They are state-licensed money transmitters, or else they are chartered banks and trust companies. Before offering any services to Americans, they must prove minimum capital requirements, post bonds, and open their doors to yearly examinations. They are also classified as financial institutions under the Bank Secrecy Act. They must register with FinCEN, know their customers, and share the details of suspicious activities with law enforcement. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum are commodities, but many crypto assets meet the flexible definition of an investment contract and are therefore securities, which means their issuance and their trading are regulated by the SEC. Cryptocurrency derivatives are regulated by the CFTC. Finally, anyone who markets a cryptocurrency service or tool that is deceptive or fraudulent is liable under various laws enforced by the CFPB, FTC, SEC, CFTC, and state attorneys general. And the results of all of this regulation speak for themselves. In 2020, only 0.34% of all cryptocurrency transaction volume involved a criminal sender or recipient. Despite several high-profile hacks of overseas exchanges, no American exchange has suffered a substantial hack or loss of consumer funds. Operators of money laundering exchanges overseas have been arrested. Sales of unregistered tokenized securities have been targeted by SEC enforcement, and criminal ransomware rings have had their servers seized and their ransoms recovered. All of this has happened by sensibly applying existing laws to the cryptocurrency space. We don't need new regulations. And all of this has also happened while preserving the fundamental value of cryptocurrencies as open access platforms for financial services and innovation. Unlike any other transactions technology that works online, an open blockchain network is accessible to people that banks and tech companies would rather ignore than serve. With the rise of central bank digital currencies from authoritarian nations happening in tandem with the rise of Bitcoin, we are at a decision point as an advanced technological society. Are we willing to accept some risks if it means we can eliminate the choke points to economic participation that further inequality and stifle innovation? Or would we prefer to strengthen those choke points and outlaw alternatives in the hopes that a powerful elite will smartly choose who should and should not have access to powerful tools and volatile markets? For every transaction that we want blocked, there is another transaction we should celebrate for being unstoppable. Yes, there are some criminals making payments on the Bitcoin network because banks won't bank them. There are also pro-democracy activists in Belarus and anti-police violence protesters in Nigeria taking donations on the Bitcoin network because local banks won't bank them. Nonprofits Bisol and Feminist Coalition in Nigeria raised millions of dollars in Bitcoin donations last year. Donations they were forbidden from accepting by a corrupt or otherwise uncaring banking sector in their respective countries. In America, we don't always agree. But no matter what, we are tolerant and expect everyone to have the opportunity to stand up and fight for their own vision of the good. Crypto innovation embodies that aspiration. It's rough around the edges, but holds some values above all. Every node is an equal, no one's voice should be censored, and work, rather than privilege, is what counts in consensus. Thank you.